What's up everyone? Today, this video is literally just an overview of how bad the GPU market is right now as of April 14th, 2025. So if you're in the future and you are like, dang, that market was terrible, your prices are way lower, that is sweet. That is great to hear. That is great to see. That is awesome. But if you're in the future and you're like, man, these prices are way cheaper than what they used to be, well, I'm sorry. So let's get to today's video. Alright guys, so the first website I want to kind of go over and review how the market's going is Best Buy's website. This Best Buy is actually where I've gotten lucky with my graphics cards, right? And I was able to pull off that open box RTX 5080. It's kind of just hit and miss because you have to go into these Best Buy stores and just check and see what they have. So the online system here sometimes works when you're trying to order these GPUs and stuff that show high demand. It's just not, it's a hit and miss. I've had better luck on Newegg and things like that. But they are starting to show up available in certain stores, right? Also, open box, so scalpers and resellers are finally returning these GPUs to these local stores, so you might get lucky and actually find one at a discounted price closer to those MSRP prices that NVIDIA had released. So little tip for you guys, if you guys are watching this video right now sooner than later in the future or when things have calmed down, but yeah, this is a reference point of what GPUs are out there. Honestly, I think the best one you can find right now is an open box 5080 or an MSRP 5070 Ti if you can. I was able to pick up a MSRP 5070 from Gigabyte as well on Newegg for literally $549.99, brand new on Newegg's website. And I returned my Gigabyte Ice 5070 version back to Newegg. I did try to sell it for MSRP in my local market, like on Marketplace and OfferUp. No one was just wanting to buy it, so that card retailed at $659.99 with taxes. I think it was like just a little over $700. So pretty hard for anybody to swallow. So I think at that point, like I said, I just sent it back to Newegg, got the full refund, and paid about $150 less for the MSRP model. And I'm only using it for the streaming and recording PCs, though not really for gaming, so I didn't really care how it performed in gaming performance. And when it came to rendering and things like that, it wasn't too far off from the 5070 Ti GPU. So save some money there if you're looking to do any editing or streaming, things like that. You get some of the newer encoders and things of that sort, at least for the 5070. I've been pretty happy with my 5080, right, performance wise. I have been playing Batman Arkham City, so you guys can actually see that here on the website, or not on the website, here on my channel. You guys can look it up. There is definitely a performance hit when it comes to the PhysX non-support for the 32-bit version, right? So I don't run any dual GPUs, but here's another thing I want to bring up on Best Buy's website. You have the open box options here, so you have a chance to look for some of the newer GPUs. In this case here, there's nothing available in my area for 250 miles for the RX 9070. $535 or $536. It's not a bad buy if you can actually get this placed on their website. So again, if you're watching this in the future, hopefully things are better. If not, this is painful to see if these prices are lower than they are now in whatever time you're watching this. So yeah, that's the GPU market so far. So let's go ahead and look at the GPU inventory here on Newegg, and this is where I've been able and lucky to find my GPUs, at least. So how I shop here on Newegg is I always do sold by Newegg, and I do in stock. This will filter everything that's currently in stock and sold by Newegg. The reason why I do sold by Newegg is because you can return it to them 30 days risk-free, no issues, of course, as long as it's not damaged or anything like that. I do take a lot of pictures and videos when I did return my 5070, but this right here, I've been lucky. I check it 3 times a day when I was in the hunt for GPUs. I'm still kind of on the fence about trying to find a MSRP version of the 5080, right? So that's kind of like what I've been looking at. But as you guys can see here, the Zotac 5070, oh my gosh, it's $900. This is ridiculous. And everything else here is pretty much just open box here. So it's not looking too good. Looks like you have the 5080 here for $1,800 to almost $2,000. Yikes. Right, so let's go ahead and shuffle this. Let's do GPU 50 series. Let's do 9000 series. So 9070 XT looks like it is available, and those things are going for $950 to $1,400. Yikes. Yeah, this is just the reality of the GPU market right now. Looks like Zotac has a lot of the GPUs in stock on their website. But yeah, not a good look right now for these GPUs. And looks like there's no 5090s even in their filter set up there. So another website you guys can check is Amazon, right? I don't really shop for graphics cards here just because Amazon's got a more broad amount of sellers, right? So even if you were to filter eligible for free shipping, which is like toggling the Prime stuff, some of these are from like resellers and third-party websites. So like here, right, if you were to click into this, you can see, let's see, hit see options. You have different options here, but this is another important thing. Now, the nice thing is with Amazon, you can definitely return a lot of these GPUs if you do not want them, right? So let's go ahead and check other sellers. Come on. Oh, there we go. So right here, it'll tell you chips from and sold by Fast and Precise Electronics. You do not want to do any of these stuff here. So the ones that you want to look for is sold and shipped by Amazon, which in this case, we do not have any of these GPUs sold and shipped by Amazon. So you see one here, for example, ships from Amazon.com, but you don't have anything, again, sold and shipped by Amazon. So all these are third-party sellers or resellers or just other tech shops out there that have an Amazon seller's account that you can sell there. So this is what I mean by the GPU stuff here, at least on Amazon, isn't my go-to at all. And this is the reason why. There's too many sellers on there, too many different options, and you could be buying from somebody who's scamming it, and there's stuff on Amazon too, right, that you can get scammed by. So it's just not something that I would really recommend doing. Now, PC part picker, this will give you a full breakdown of like what's going on out there. So if we look at video card, this includes mail-in rebates, right? And then we're going to go ahead and click into, so let's just keep this up right here. So let's see, we got the 9070 XT, $1,000. Wow, that is ridiculous. So yeah, all right, let's go ahead and do this here. What do we want? 5070, 5070 Ti, 5080, 5090. Let's do 7900 GRE because that's a pretty good card. And then all of these ones right here that are pretty much worth buying if you can find it, right? If you can find it. Let's put the 78 XT in there, 7800 XT. Let's do filter price lowest right now. So you have the lowest priced 7800 XT at $650. The Asus Prime, $700. Another $700 card. So there's nothing at that MSRP price, and older generation GPUs are still way overpriced. So if you're wanting to see a quick hit of what the GPU market looks, this is literally what you have. So B&H Photo is another place that you guys can check it out if you have it available for you, right? Again, haven't shopped here at all, but this is what you can get essentially out here. Now, Best Buy does price match to B&H Photo. So if you guys wanted to, you guys can check it out here. So like, look at this. This actually, I'm trying to go after an Asus Prime 5070 for $549.99, right? So you can add a wait list or notifications. But again, this is ridiculous. They look like they have way more 5090 listings here though, and 5080s available to everybody. Like, look at this. This isn't bad. $2,300. That's pretty good if you're still going after a 5090, which I don't know if I'll have the ability to. But yeah, here's that for you guys. Another option for you guys to check it out. So look at this. It's MSRP, not available though. And then we have the Vanguard Edition GPUs. And then lastly, if you have Micro Center next to you, there has been reports from everyone else that there are graphics cards available in these stores. So 0 items available to ship, so you cannot ship these. So if you have the chance to get there, definitely go. As you can see here, Micro Center has the best deal right now. 7900 XT Founders or Reference Design, bam, $699.99. And then you have the 5070, still overpriced. 5070, 7600 XT, that's way overpriced. Yeah, this is right here, this WindForce GPU. I was actually able to get that at MSRP on Newegg. So that's one thing. It's like one thing I want to show you guys is definitely keep shopping. Be patient, you know, if you're still on the hunt for one of these cards, things of that sort. But yeah, Micro Center, guys. Look at this. Look at this. They have it in stock. 3K. If you guys want that, yeah, here, let's actually look at this. Let's go. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's do NVIDIA. Let's just do the NVIDIA cards right now. Okay, so check this out. And let's filter for, I guess, yeah, most popular. Look at this. So all you guys are buying, or the majority of people are buying 5070s, huh? Look at this. The Astral. 4K, bro. What the heck? Jeez. Yeah, so I mean, if you want a chance to get a GPU, go to a Micro Center and see what you can crack at. So that rounds up the GPU market right there. So yeah, pretty insane to see. So that is pretty much it right there, guys. So if you guys have any questions or anything of that sort, let me know down below. Have you guys had any chance or luck of finding your own GPU at any of these websites, or luckily, you know, walking into any of these stores and picking one up off the shelf like I did? For any of you guys that did buy it secondhand, you know, or from a reseller or a scalper, hopefully your GPU is good, and look into registering your card for the manufacturer warranty and figure out a way if you can get the warranty carried over to you, since you are not the original purchaser and you purchased it from a reseller or secondhand or whatever, right? So just looking out for you guys. And yeah, you guys know what it is. It's Red Zone signing off. Keeping it real, keeping it hot, and keeping it raw. Your normal 9 to 5 guy bringing some high quality content for you guys to enjoy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.